Welcome to Watch of the Week on Caseback. This is a series of brief reviews of recently introduced timepieces. It's not a commercial, it's not paid content. You will hear my unfiltered opinion about certain watches. And our guest today is... Okay, a little surprise, I don't have to work with images today. I can present you two actual watches sent in by Eddie Platz, the owner of Time Factors and the manufacturer of Smiths Timepieces. And here you see two prototypes of the new Smiths Navigator, which is an homage watch to the legendary Mark 11 watch. And I will tell you a little bit about Mark 11, but there's a link in the description with an article, Worn and Wound blog. There you can find everything in detail. I just want to mention here some important things. So the Mark 11 was issued in 1949 for the British military, in particular the Royal Air Force. Okay, so this was a type of watch. It was not a brand. It was basically a bundle of specifications handed out to several manufacturers. Under them were, for instance, Longines and IWC, and those manufacturers had then to follow the specifications, which were, by the way, from a modern perspective, relatively normal. They demanded for a black dial, for instance, and a certain form of numerals, and now it's getting special, they wanted a Faraday cage inside against magnetic fields. Because this watch was used mainly by pilots, and of course in the cockpit of an aircraft you are surrounded by devices which can create magnetic fields, and in modern life you are as well. For instance, here you see part of the mic equipment. I'm not sure, by the way, if this has a magnetic field, but yeah, better take care. Okay, but now to the watches. Smiths was not a manufacturer of the original Mark 11, and so those are not let's say reissues of historic timepieces. Those are homage watches, and some people don't like homage in general. I'm not so strict there. I mean, if a watch is still available and somebody produces a cheaper and worse version of that watch and calls it homage, then this is not my cup of tea too. But if a historic timepiece is not longer in production, is not longer available, or at least it causes trouble and a lot of money to find one in good working order, then I'm rather grateful when somebody produces that type of homage watch. And now let's go in the details here. What we have here are, as I said, two prototypes with a black dial and a white dial, as you can see. Very classy with the Smiths logo, the small Smiths logo there, position 12. And here you see the little triangles on position 12 too, which indicate possession of the crown, so to speak. And by the way, if you see historic images of Mark 11 watches, they can look different. They can vary a little bit because they've changed the model, they've changed the specifications over the years. And for instance, this fat but short hour hand came later. It was not seen in 1949, it came later. And Eddie once asked me what I like more, the black dial or the white dial. And again, it's a very hard choice. I have the feeling that the black dial pops a little bit more. But maybe this is because of the white here in the light box. But this looks more elegant. It's historically not so correct because of the white dial. But you know what? If you're not a collector of military items, but a watch lover, really hard choice. Okay, but let's speak more about the specifications. First, the case. Let's put this as an example. You see here a pretty much no bullshit watch case with brushed sides, as you can see, brushed sides. The lugs are brushed, but the bezel is high polished, as you can see here. The crown is unmarked, so again, no bullshit. We don't need any logos here, any branding. We want the watch. We want the proper watch and nothing more. Here you see the case back, again, follows the historic case backs with the triangle or the arrow in this case with the reference number and the number of the watch. Drilled lug holes, so it's very easy to change the strap. And the case diameter is 36 millimeters, and this is historically correct because the first Mark 11 watches came with a 35 and a 36, and so this really is the look from back then. The lug width is 18 and the length overall is 46.5 millimeters. The height is 11, I think 11.5 if I recall correctly, so relatively slender, but you will see the watch on my wrist in a minute. Inside is a cylinder movement, regulated to COSC parameters, and so runs as a chronometer. So very precise watch, and it's tested against magnetic fields. And the crystal here is a sapphire. The originals came with plexi, of course, but we live in modern times, and so why not choose this sapphire? And one word to the hour hand. Why is this thing so short? People who are not so much in watches often think this is too short, this is a flaw when it comes to proper design. And maybe it is, but there's a purpose in this. It creates legibility, even under stress, even if the environment is shaking, even when it's dark, even when you're distracted, even when you have only a second to read the time. Even then you can differentiate very easily between minutes and hours. And this is the entire idea behind this short hour hand. So yes, the design might be a little quirky, but there is the purpose behind this. Let's operate one of them. Those are hand winding watches, so you have to wind them up. Feels buttery, but substantial enough. You have a little bit resistance. So this is a very easy watch to manipulate, to set the time. You just pull the crown and there you go. And this feels normal. This feels pretty normal, substantial. It's a new watch. You can feel this. It's hackable. You see the second hand has stopped. And there you are. There you go. Very easy, hassle-free beater watch. I think you can say this is a beater watch even with a high polished bezel here. And one thing, by the way, which I really love when it comes to Smiths watches is the feel. They are relatively heavy, although they are rather small for modern times. I think they are a little bit heavier because of the cage inside, the Faraday cage. Maybe we're talking about 10 grams or 20 grams, but it makes a difference, and so this thing feels like a little stone, like a little gem, like something, yeah. It feels like you could smash in something with, with that watch. And now we can speak about the strap. This was produced by Time Factors, by Smiths, as you can see here, the logo. This is pig leather, by the way. Pig leather, seldom seen on strap, or at least I haven't seen so many pig leather straps. And the feel is pretty good. I know this material to make gloves, by the way. If you buy the classic gloves for gents, then they're often made with pig leather. And you know what? I'm not the biggest fan of this strap. I don't know if this goes so well with the watch. It gives the watch a little bit this Houdinki boutique look. I mean, maybe it looks posh and everything, but I don't know. I would wear this watch not necessarily with a NATO, but with a proper stitching here. But maybe this is me. I mean, many people love those straps. And the white die, by the way, came with a different color with this strap, and both have deployment buckles, which you can alter, of course, the length of the strap, and you can put it then on the wrist, which I'm gonna do now. Okay, here we are with the Smiths Navigator on Timmy timepieces, relatively slender wrist. My wrist is 17 centimeters, and so you can see that 36 millimeters for me is a perfect watch size. But I think even if you have a slightly bigger wrist, you can wear this easily. Look at this. It's a pretty cool look, I must say. Even together with the short, which isn't so military, isn't so casual. But yeah, there we are. There we are with our Smiths Navigator. Yeah, I like this pretty much. Looks robust, substantial. You can wear it, I think, every day if you want. Okay, but now let's check out the box. Every Time Factors watch comes in this type of box, this type of black box. It's for 2 watches, so even if you buy 1 watch, you receive this box with two places here, and inside are 2 cloths for cleaning your watch. That's the package, right? And I don't know if those watches now are available only with those pig leather straps, and I don't know the price yet because Eddie himself doesn't know it. It depends a little bit on the movements, the price for the movements. And it will be available probably in October. And my experience with Time Factors is now that most of their watches go under 500 British pounds. And Eddie told me that he tries to keep it under 500 British pounds, which are, let me do the math here, which are 550 euros, I think, and about, yeah, what is it, 600? No, 580 US dollars. In that region, I think, goes then this watch. Yeah, and so we are at the end of this video. Thank you very much, Eddie. Thank you very much, dear viewer, for your attention. And then let's meet here again next Monday to watch of the week on Caseback.